नारे हैदरी हुसैनियत
जिंदाबाद,
हुसैनियत
जिंदाबाद,
यजीदियत
मुर्दाबाद,
यजीदियत
मुर्दाबाद,
बर मोहम्मद व अहले बैत मोहम्मद बुलंदतर नारे सलावत
अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मद व आले मुहम्मद वअज्जल फरह।
घड़ी कौन सी सही है? औज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम। बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम। वस्सलातु वस्सलामु अला अशरफिल अंबिया'i वल मुरसलीन सय्यिदिना व नबिय्यिना व शफी'i ज़ुनूबिना व हबीबि क़ुलूबिना व तबीबि नुफूसिना अबिल क़ासिम मुहम्मद।
अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मद व आले मुहम्मद
व अला अहलि बैति तय्यिबीन ताहिरीन अल-मअसूमीन व लअनतुल्लाहि अला अअदाइहिम अजमईन min यौमिना हाज़ा इला क़ियाम यौमिद्दीन। अम्मा बअद फ़क़द क़ाल अल्लाहु सुब्हानहु व तबारक फ़ी किताबिहिल करीम व हुवा अस्दक़ुल क़ाइलीन व क़ौलुहुल हक़। बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम। या अय्युहल्लज़ीना आमनू इत्तक़ुल्लाह व कूनू मअस-सादिक़ीन।
अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मद व आले मुहम्मद।
Hazrin Muhtaram Muazzaz Samin, respected brothers and elders, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam.
First and foremost, I would like to congratulate you on this auspicious occasion on the birth of our 10th Imam, Imam Ali Naqi alayhi salam.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
When such occasions arise where we celebrate the birth anniversary or the death anniversary of any specific Imam, we should attempt to revive that Imam's biography, his lifestyle, his various dimensions of his life, his history, his narrations, the various incidents and events that have taken place in his life which admonish us and which are a source of inspiration for us. We should attempt to revive that so that our love and our affection that we have for Ma'asumeen alayhi salam is based on genuine recognition rather than internal fondness and mere affiliation.
Subhanallah, Subhanallah, Subhanallah.
यानी अगर हम किसी भी मासूमीन की विलादत हो तो उन्हीं का जिक्र होना चाहिए, उन्हीं की तर्ज ज़िंदगी, अबआद ज़िंदगी, उनकी ज़िंदगी में जो वाक़यात रूनुमा हुए हैं, जो हमारे लिए इबरत रखते हैं और जो हमारे लिए दर्स हैं, उसको अहया करें ताकि जो हमारी मोहब्बत है मासूमीन के लिए वो इरफान और मारिफत के असास पे हो, न सिर्फ एक दिली लगाओ। इमाम हादी अलैहिस्सलाम हमारे दूसरे इमाम हैं जो मनसबे इमामत पे फायज हुए चाइल्डहुड में, बचपने में, माशाअल्लाह। Because previously he was our 9th Imam who was Imam at the tender age of 6 years and a few months. Subhanallah. इमाम हादी अलैहिस्सलाम के ज़माने में उनकी उम्र के ऊपर सवाल नहीं किया गया क्योंकि इमाम जवाद ने ऐसा मुहकम दिफा किया था इमामत का कि फिर किसी की जुर्अत नहीं बनी कि उम्र को मौजू बनाए इमामत को रद्द करने के लिए।
सुभान अल्लाह, सुभान अल्लाह।
Our Imam, our 9th Imam, although that's not my topic, but it's good to learn about our Imams nonetheless anyways. Our 9th Imam, he was 6 years of age when he became the Imam. And in that stage, at 6 years, he had to face 4 different types of adversaries. One was his relatives, the relatives, because there were certain members of the relatives, like his uncle Abdullah ibn Musa, he himself proclaimed imamat for himself. There were other relatives who were jealous and envious of the Imam. They said, because Imam Rida alayhi salam had married his bondsmaid, Kaniz, and she was a black lady. So our 9th Imam, his complexion was more of a half caste. So the other members of Imam Jawad's family, they began to cast doubt that he does not resemble Imam Rida, therefore he cannot be the Imam. And because Imam Rida alayhi salam he did not have any child till the age of 47 years of age, they began to cast doubt that he has adopted somebody as a sign of desperation because he himself does not have a child. So that was the first group of people that Imam had to face at the tender age of 6 years. The second group of people that Imam Jawad had to face were the Waqifiyya group. The Waqifiyya, they were those groups that did not believe in the imamate of our 8th Imam. They only believed till the 7th Imam. And they said it is because of the fact that every Imam that has become the Imam, they have become the Imam once they have reached the age of puberty. Whereas Imam Rida, once he passed away, he had a son who was only 6 years of age, he did not reach the age of puberty, therefore he cannot be the Imam. The third group of people are the Shias, the laymen, जिनको कहा जाता है कि बहुत ही सादा लोग, जिनका ईमान हमेशा डगमगाता रहता है, it fluctuates. बहुत ही आसानी से आप उनको ब्रेन वॉश कर सकते हैं. ईमान उनका जो है ना मुहकम नहीं होता. हर ऐसे भी शिया बहुत से अफराद हैं. And they were easily convinced. Whatever you tell them, oh, how can the Imam be at the age of 6? Then, oh yeah, how can the Imam at 6 years of age? No. So that was the third group that Imam had to face. And the fourth group that Imam Jawad had to face was the Bani Abbasi, the Hukuma, the reigns of the Bani Abbasis. And that too, Ma'mun, he was at the height of them all, Shatir, जिसने इमाम जवाद अलैहिस्सलाम के वालिद बुजुर्गवार हमारे इमाम रज़ा को कत्ल किया था और उसके बाद मुअतसिम. So at the tender age of 6 years, Imam had to face all these 4 forms of adversaries, and he had to convince them that he is the Imam. He had to prove, he had to give credibility to the Imamate being divine, that in which age is not a barrier, it is not a stumbling block, and it is neither a determinant nor a factor. At the age of 6 years. How does he go about doing that? The only thing that he could do was to have many discourses, many dialogues and debates with the elite scholars of the time and defeat those challenges.
Subhanallah, Subhanallah.
That was the only way.
Subhanallah.
So सबसे बड़ा दर्स हमको, क्योंकि इमाम रज़ा अलैहिस्सलाम said about his son Imam Jawad अलैहिस्सलाम that هذا المولود الذي لم يولد فينا مولود أعظم بركة على شيعتنا, that this baby, this newborn is the most blessed child to have ever come to existence in the world of Islam.
Subhanallah.
Now that is a humongous statement. That makes you think, does that mean he's even greater than the Prophet and all the other Ma'asumin alayhi salam? What is it that prompted Imam to say such a thing about our 9th Imam? And it is because of the fact that at that tender age he had to defend Imamate. And he taught us the lesson of rationality. The greatest gift that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us is our aql and rationality. And the only way you could prove it is by maximizing the use of the intellect. अक्ल और खिरत का सही इस्तेमाल, उसका सही इस्तिंबात और इस्तिखराज करना, ये दर्स मिलता है हमको इमाम जवाद अलैहिस्सलाम की हयात से. How to deduce, how to infer, how to extrapolate from religious texts, from the Quran and Ahadith, and make use, the right, correct use of your intellect. That is what has been taught by our 9th Imam.
MashaAllah.
I will eventually get into our 10th Imam, but I'm just trying to bring that as an introduction.
MashaAllah.
See, the first time that Imam Jawad al-Islam met Ma'mun, it was in Baghdad. And it was the men of Ma'mun, they were coming towards Imam, Imam Jawad al-Islam was playing with a few kid children. Ma'mun was coming. Once the children saw Ma'mun's men come forward, marching forward, they all ran away, they were out of fear, they scattered away, except our 9th Imam, Imam Jawad. So Ma'mun became very curious, and he came down and he asked curiously, why did you not go away just like all the other children? Now listen to what our Imam says. He says that the path is not narrow that I should have to clear for you, and I carry no guilt that I should fear you. And I believe you as a Khalifa would not punish anyone that does not carry any guilt.
Subhanallah.
Now Ma'mun was stunned. He was like, well, little boy,
Subhanallah.
such a response, whose son are you? So he said, I am Muhammad ibn Ali Rabah. Then Ma'mun, because he knew the stature of Imamate, He immediately asked him another question. देखिए मासूमीन अलैहिस्सलाम कभी भी मुअजिज़ात और करामात का इस्तेमाल नहीं करते जब तक कि ज़रूरत इक्तज़ा ना करे। उससे पहले हमेशा अल्लाह की जो सबसे बड़ी नेमत है वो है अक्ल और खिरत, उसी का इस्तेमाल करते हैं। So, but now it was a different question. Now Ma'mun said, what is it that I'm carrying in my hand? Because Ma'mun, he was used to amusement and hunting and so on and so forth, and he had a pet falcon which had caught a fish. Now listen to how Imam answers. Imam says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by His might and power has created fish which are hunted down by the falcons of the kings, and now the Khalifa is trying to test the progeny of the Prophet by that. So systematically, कितने नज़्म और अदब के साथ बताया। कह सकते थे कि मछली हार गई, बस किस्सा खत्म। ये हमको एक दर्स दिया है कि कैसे मुकाबिल को काने किया जाता है, असल गुफ्तगू करने का क्या तरीका है। And then Ma'mun decided that he's going to get his daughter married off to Imam Jawad alayhi salam. And he had his own reasons behind that. One of the reasons why he wanted to prove that he was innocent and he did not, in the public eye, that he was not somebody who took part in Imam Rida's martyrdom. He also wanted to keep an eye on, because he knew the stature of Imamate. By getting his daughter married off to Imam Jawad, he'll be able to monitor Imam's activities, to see who his affiliates are, what his political tendencies are, and so on and so forth. And also he wanted to tarnish the image of Imamate, because the Shias used to believe, they still believe, that Imams are infallible and immaculate. And he wanted to bring the Imam in the field of amusement, thereby tarnishing the image, although he failed nonetheless. One of the things that now I want to talk about, the Bani Abbasi objected when Ma'mun decided to get his daughter married off to Imam Jawad alayhi salam. They objected, they said, we have just regained our power. Because Imam Rida was way ahead, he was heir apparent. We have just regained, and now you want to give it back to the Alavis? Then Ma'mun said, it is not because I have certain reasons for it, it's only because this man is very talented. They said, this man, this little boy, you call him a man? He doesn't know anything. Then he said, go and have a debate with him. Now they decided to select Yahya bin Akram. Yahya bin Akram only asked one question and he did not dare ask any more. The first question that he asked Imam Jawad alayhi salam was exactly this, that what is the ruling regarding a muhrim? Muhrim is somebody who wears an ihram and is about to perform hajj, the two-piece clothing. He said, what is the ruling regarding a muhrim who goes and hunts while being in the state of ihram? Imam said, your question is incomplete. Tumhara sawal hi naqis hai. Because you have not specified whether the hunting took place in Mecca or outside of Mecca, whether the man knew about the ruling or he did not know about the ruling, whether he had done it intentionally or he did not do it intentionally, whether he repented afterwards or he did not, whether he was a juvenile or an adult, whether he was a free man or whether he was a slave, whether he did it at daytime or nighttime, whether he was performing a hajj or whether he was performing umrah. Everybody was left stunned and flabbergasted, and the best word that I like is bamboozled. They did not have any response. This was the caliber of our 9th Imam. And because of the fact that he taught us how to use your rationale, when the time of our 10th Imam came and when he became Imam, people did not dispute his imamate. Because they realized that it is something godly given. वो इलाही मंसब है, वो खुदादादी मंसब है, नहीं ये कि इंसान का इजाद किया हुआ। तो हमारे 10वें इमाम के कुछ आसार हैं, जो मुहिमतरीन आसार हैं, वो है ज़ियारत जामे कबीरा जो हम पढ़ते हैं। शायद आपको इल्म हो कि वो इमाम ही का है, हमारे 10वें इमाम से मंसूब है। और एक दूसरा जो बहुत ही अहम काम है उनका, वो है ज़ियारत गदीर, जो उन्होंने ईद गदीर पर तिलावत फरमाई थी। माशाअल्लाह। ज़ियारत जामिया मासूमीन अलैहिस्सलाम की आइडेंटिटी है, शनासनामा है, क्योंकि उसी के अंदर मासूमीन अलैहिस्सलाम का सजाया बयान किया, their characteristic, their virtues and their qualities are mentioned in this ziyarah. It is the most comprehensive and complete ziyarah, and it is attributed to our 10th Imam. In that ziyarah, he says, إن ذكر الخير كنتم أوله وأسله وفرعه ومعدنه ومأواه ومنتهاه. कि जब खैर का जिक्र होता है, जब खूबी और खैर का जिक्र होता है, तो मासूमीन अलैहिस्सलाम अव्वल हैं, उसकी असल हैं, उसकी मादन है, उसकी इंतहा है. They are the foremost, they are the foundation, they are the fountain, they are the basis, and they are the end.
Ya Muhammad wa ahli bayt Muhammad salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Subhanallah. Subhanallah.
Khayr kalima istemal kiya gaya masoom, yani those who are extravagant when it comes to doing and performing good actions. जो बहुत ज़्यादा खैर अंजाम देते हैं, यानी मासूमीन खैर मुतलक और महज हैं. खैर रसानी देते हैं. The Quran, it is quite interesting that Quran, when it talks about khayr, goodness, it talks about 3 different types of people pertaining to khayr. The first thing is ashahatan ala al-khayr. Those individuals that are repugnant to doing good. They abhor it, abominable for them. They detest it. At the time of our 4th Imam, one of the Khulafas was Abdul Malik ibn Marwan. He openly, he did not even hide this reality. He did not even keep it secret. He openly said that I detest worshipping. मुझे नफरत है, मुझे तनफ्फुर होता है इबादत करने से. I resent going to Hajj and doing tawaf of the Kaaba. And it is not in my hand, I cannot stop myself. I just detest it altogether. So, ashihha, yani jo kare khair mein bhi bukhla anjam de, usko kaha jata hai. So the first people are those that they do not enjoy. If there's any talk of good actions, they will just put their heads down and they will walk away. The other group of people are al-manna'u lil-khair. Those who obstruct you, they are an obstacle and they hinder you from doing good actions. They themselves will not be charitable, but they will not want you to be charitable. They will say, why do you want to spend your hard-earned money? This is all a scam, this is all fake, these people are not even poor. In Karbala, there were 2 brothers. One was Amr ibn Qurba and the other one was Ali ibn Qurba. And Amr was with Imam Hussein al-Islam because Imam Hussein al-Islam, throughout his excursions, he had given many sermons. And as a result of that, he came and joined Imam Hussein al-Islam. However, the other brother did not. Not only did he did not join, he was also asking his brother that you also come back to Umar ibn Sa'd. What are you going to benefit by joining Imam Hussein al-Islam? You will perish. There's nothing. Halak ho jaoge tu. You will gain absolutely nothing. In Surah Al-Qalam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions 9 different types of people that you should be vigilant from. One, जो बहुत ज़्यादा झूठ बोलते हैं, जो बहुत ज़्यादा कसम खाते हैं, जो चुगलखोरी करते हैं, जो ऐबजुई करते हैं, जो तजावुज़गरी करते हैं, जो बखील होते हैं, जो बदमिजाज और बदअखलाक होते हैं और जो दूसरों को खैर अंजाम देने में माने बन जाते हैं. Somebody who lies a lot, somebody who escalates rumors and gossips, somebody who reveals people's shortcomings and flaws and faults, somebody who's a transgressor, somebody who is temperamental, he has immoral attributes in him, is indecent, vulgar, and somebody who hinders others from doing good. On the day of judgment, when those individuals who will be thrown in hellfire, they will curse, वो लानत करके दाखिल होंगे जहन्नम में कि मैं क्यों तुम्हारा दोस्त बना, तुमने मुझे बर्बाद किया, तुमने मुझे बदबख्त किया, तुमने मुझे बेचारा बनाया. You are the reason for my misery and misfortune. And the greatest enemy of ours who hinders us and who dissuades us and discourages us to do something good is Shaitan.
Yeah, basic.
He himself did not prostrate to Adam, and yet he motivates us not to pray. So the second group of people are al-manna'ul khayr. And the last thing is yusari'una fil khayrat. They are third group of people that rush. They are very eager and inclined to do good. Much like yourself, many people here do a lot of voluntary work. Sunday schools, Saturday schools, they teach. Some people will make tea, some people will make food. Why? Because they want to serve people.
Subhanallah.
खादिम बन के रहना चाहिए जिंदगी में, मखदूम बन के नहीं रहना चाहिए.
Subhanallah.
Always live your life by being service to people, not being served.
Subhanallah.
So those who fall under this category, yusari'una fil khayra, they are very hospitable. They invite guests to their house, and there's no stipulation or preconditions attached to that. Like for the time being, lots of people have gone to Hajj and they're coming back within a day or two. And people will invite them because they would want the blessing. These people have just gone to the house of God. But there are certain individuals that will say, well, he did not inform me before leaving, so I will not invite that person.
Subhanallah.
No. We have many traditions that say that if you are going to ziyarah, those individuals who have not asked you to pray for you, pray for them. बहुत से लोग होते हैं कहते हैं इल्तिमास से हमारे लिए दुआ करिएगा. उनके लिए तो करेगा, मगर जिन लोगों ने नहीं कहा इल्तिमास से दुआ, उनका बिलखुसूस दुआ करनी चाहिए, क्योंकि इस्लाम चाहता है यूनिटी, मोहब्बत. Malik ibn Ashtar, even he prayed for the same guy who had thrown rubbish at him. He went and he prayed for his forgiveness. So the last category is yusari'una fil khayrat. और यही मासूमीन अलैहिस्सलाम खैर रसानी के मिस्दाक़ अदम है. अब थोड़ा हमको जानना चाहिए कि किस तरीके की. See, Imam Hadi अलैहिस्सलाम did not have this problem which Imam Jawad अलैहिस्सलाम, as I mentioned, he did not have to prove of Imamat as Imam Jawad अलैहिस्सलाम had to do. So he had the grounds already ready. He can do all the khair. How did our 10th Imam do the khair?
Subhanallah. Subhanallah.
One of the individuals, his name was Yusuf ibn Yaqub. He was a Christian. And it was the time of Mutawakkil. Mutawakkil was the worst ever Abbasi Khalifa. It is said about him that he was amongst all the Khulafa of the Abbasi reign, he was the most kafir and infidel. He is the one who banned the ziyarah of Imam Ali al-Islam and Imam Hussain al-Islam. He was very harsh. He did a lot of oppression on the Shia. And if anybody would be summoned by him, कभी भी अगर किसी को एज़ार किया जाता था, तो उसका नतीजा ये तो मौत होता था, या ये कि उसको जिंदान में डाल दिया जाता. He would either be imprisoned or he would either be killed. So people were very fearful if they were ever summoned by Mutawakkil. So this man, Yusuf ibn Yaqub, he was summoned by Mutawakkil. He was very frightened because he knew what the outcome could be. His neighbor was a Shia. He went to his neighbor and he said, what shall I do? He advised him that go and do nazr for Imam Hadi. And that's what he decides. He does a nazr for 100 dirhams for Imam Hadi. Then he goes to Samarra. That's where the palace was of Mutawakkil, and that's also where Imam was. And he decides that before going there, I will go and meet the Imam. However, he does not know where Imam lives. And being a Christian, he was also very reluctant and hesitant to disclose his identity by asking people, because their appearance would be very apparent to people. It's very evident that, this person is Christian. So he was reluctant to ask about Imam Riza's whereabouts. And then he gets some inspiration. Uske paas ek ilham hua, that let your ride take you wherever it takes you. And that's what he does. The horse takes him to the house of Imam Hadi. And from there, a voice comes out, "O Yusuf ibn Yaqub, give your nazr to this man and come inside." And when Yusuf ibn Yaqub goes, he's astonished, he's surprised, how do these people know my name? And when he goes inside, Imam says to Yusuf ibn Yaqub that people have this misconception that our blessings, our bestowal, our grace is only confined to the Shias.
Subhanallah.
कि हमारा लुत्फ और करम महदूद है सिर्फ शिया कौम के लिए. जो भी हमसे मुतवस्सिल होना चाहता है, हमारा दरवाजा हमारा उनके लिए खुला रहता है। हमारी रहमत और खैर और बरकत का दरवाजा बहुत ही वसी है।
मोहम्मद वाले बैत मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु
He reassures him. He says, "Don't worry, Mutawakkil will not be able to do anything to you. And also, I have a good news for you that you will have a son. एक पाक और बाबरकत तुम्हारी औलाद होगी, एक बेटा होगा." And he turned out to be one of the great companions of our 11th Imam. However, this Yusuf ibn Yaqub, he did not convert or anything like that. He remained to his faith. Imam Hadi also said that he will remain his faith. But because of his son, he will intermediate for him in the day of judgment. But यही है खैर का मतलब कि उसने क्योंकि इमाम हादी के लिए नज़र की थी, इमाम ने उसकी औलाद के लिए दुआ करी और वही मंशे बरकत बन गया। सुभान अल्लाह। खुद नहीं बदला मगर वो चीज मंशे बरकत बन गई। सुभान अल्लाह, सुभान अल्लाह। ये है दायरा मासूमीन की बरकत का, खैर का। In the similar way, another individual by the name of Abdul Rahman Isfahani. You see, prior to Imam Rida alayhi salam, Shiism was non-existent in Iran. कोई नाम निशान नहीं था तशय्युअ का ईरान में. But after Imam Rida, he had various representatives in various parts of Iran. In Qom he had Ahmad ibn Ishaq. In Nishapur he had Ibrahim ibn Abd. In Ahwaz he had Ibrahim ibn Mahdiyah. And in Isfahan it was Abdul Rahman. But still at that time it was predominantly Sunni, Ahl Tasannun, who were the majority people. They asked Abdul Rahman that what made you become a Shia? What prompted you to change your faith? Abdul Rahman, he says that there was a time when I was in a horrendous situation. Financially I was very crippled. Faqir tha main maqroos tha, I was in debt, heavily in debt. और मेरी जो माली वज़ीयत थी बहुत ही खराब थी। तो मैंने ये सोचा कि मैं मुतवक्किल के दरबार पे जाऊंगा और अपनी मुश्किल को जिक्र करूंगा, मुमकिन है वो मेरी इमदाद कर दे। जब मैं गया मुतवक्किल के दरबार में, so it was very crowded, overcrowded, and there was a noise that was saying that give way, जगह दो, भागो, रास्ता दो, इब्नुर रिदा आ रहे हैं। सुभान अल्लाह। देखिए, इमाम रज़ा के बाद जितने भी इमाम आए हैं सबके अलकाबों में से इब्न रज़ा है। हमारे 9वें इमाम के भी 10वें इमाम, 11वें 12वें इमाम, सबके अलकाबों में से इब्न रज़ा है। तो इब्न रज़ा है जमा दो। तो क्या होता है कि there's an element of curiosity that strikes Abdul Rahman, and he wants to know who is this Ibn Rida. And then he finds out that Ibn Rida is somebody who the Shias claim to be KHOJARADIO, the authority of God on earth, and he's an Alawi. So he decides that he wants to see the Imam Hadi alayhi salam. He says, जैसे ही मैं करीब गया तो मैंने एक नूरानी और इलाही चेहरा देखा, a face which was illuminating bright with noor, and I was awestruck by him. I was infatuated by him. I was drawn towards him. Subhanallah. मेरे अंदर कल्ब के अंदर एक रग़बत, एक तमायुल, एक मोहब्बत शदीद इजाद हुई। Subhanallah. और क्योंकि because the gentleman also said that he is being summoned by Mutawakkil, that Imam Hadi was being summoned by Mutawakkil. तो इसने दिल में दुआ करी कि खुदाया इसको मुतवक्किल के शर से महफूज फरमा. Oh Allah, protect him from the evil of Mutawakkil. Now he says, Ibn Rahman, that when Imam went past by him, he whispered in my ears and he said, तुम्हारी दुआ कबूल हो गई. Subhanallah, Subhanallah. मुतवक्किल मेरा कुछ नहीं कर पाएगा. Subhanallah. और फिर दुआ करी मेरे लिए कि may Allah increase your sustenance, may Allah increase your lifespan, and may Allah give you many children. Subhanallah. हम अक्सर ये एक शुभा इजाद होता है कि हम अपने 12वें इमाम की सलामती के लिए दुआ क्यों करते हैं? क्या अल्लाह उनको महफूज नहीं रखेगा? यकीनन रखेगा. हकीकत में ये हम अपने लिए दुआ करते हैं. इस तरीके से इमाम हादी ने उसके अवज़ में उसके लिए दुआ की थी क्योंकि उसने इमाम के लिए दिन में दुआ की, तो इमाम हादी ने उसके लिए दुआ की। इसी तरीके से जब हम अपने बारे में इमाम के लिए हिफाजत और सलामती के लिए दुआ करते हैं तो हकीकत में अपने ही लिए दुआ करते हैं।
सुभान अल्लाह, सुभान।
It is said that thereafter he began to tremble and shake, and his friends were like, "What happened to you?" He said, मेरे ऊपर खैर और बरकत नाजिल हो गई।
सुभान
इमाम
अल्लाह।
की इस दुआ की वजह से खैर और बरकत नाजिल हो गई।
सुभान।
देखिए मासूमीन अलैहिस्सलाम भी बीमार होते हैं, ऐसा नहीं को बीमार नहीं होते। तूले तारीख हमारे मासूमीन को बीमारी हुई है, और खुद इमाम हादी भी एक मरतबा शदीदन बीमार थे, तो उन्होंने अपने सहाबी मोहम्मद इब्ने मूसा, एहतमाल मेरा नाम ज़हन में नहीं आ रहा, मोहम्मद इब्ने हमजा, उसे उनसे कहा कि जाओ करबला और मेरी शिफाअत के लिए दुआ करो। इमाम हुसैन तो उसने, he was astonished, but you yourself are authority of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, why do I need to go to another imam, you yourself is। then तो फिर हमारे इमाम हादी अलैहिस्सलाम ने कहा कि नहीं, अल्लाह ने कोई कुछ जायगाह है खास मुकर्रर कर दी है जहाँ हमारी दुआएं कबूल होती हैं।
सुभान अल्लाह, सुभान अल्लाह,
मुस्तजाब होती हैं दुआएं।
सुभान अल्लाह।
और वो है कुब्बे इमाम हुसैन अलैहिस्सलाम, जिसकी तुरबत भी शिफा है। तो अब्दुल रहमान, he tells his friend that Imam Hadi al-Islam has prayed for me. And while he was narrating this incident to those Ahl Sunnah who were curious to know why you had changed the religion, at that time he was 70 years of age. And he said, I have 10 children, I have never been financially, I have never had any problems, and I'm 70 years, and till now my beard is still not white, not a single beard is white, because this is what Imam had prayed for.
Subhanallah. Subhanallah.
And in the same ziyarah, in Ziyarah Jami'a Kabira, which is attributed to our 10th Imam, Imam also says about the Ahl al-Bayt that أَعْدَتَهُمُ الْإِحْسَانِ وَسَجِيَّتَهُمُ الْكَرَمِ, कि अहले बैत की आदत में से ये है, उनकी आदतों, it is habitual for them to do ihsan, and from their khususiyat, from their characteristics, it is to do karam and lutf.
Subhanallah, subhanallah.
Another narrative. I'm mentioning all these narratives so you remember them.
Patient.
You have an understanding. You have some anecdotes from the life of our Imam, so that our love is genuine love for that Imam.
Subhanallah. Subhanallah.
Imam used to live, where he used to live, there was a bazaar, a marketplace, San'atgar. There used to be a lot of craftsmen and handicraft and those people who used to make rings. One of those individuals who is highly reputed for making rings, his name was Yunus ibn al-Naqash. He was somebody who loved the Imam very much, and he would often go and meet Imam Hadi alayhi salam. One day he came to the Imam and he was shaken, he was shivering. And he said to the Imam, "Oh Imam, I am making a will to you to look after my family once I am gone." Imam smiled, he said, "Why do you say that? What has happened?" He said, "Because today a man came to me from Mutawakkil and he had given me a precious stone." जिसको कहते हैं नगीना, वो भी नायाब नगीना,
Subhanallah.
something which is extremely rare and beautiful, जिसकी मैं कीमत नहीं लगा सकता, इतना कीमती वो था नगीना. And he had said that this is something that belongs to Mutawakkil, and Mutawakkil has asked you to etch and engrave on it, उसकी हक्काकी करने को. Now while I was doing that, it is split into two. And now that it's split into two, obviously once the news reaches Mutawakkil, he is going to summon me, and then he is going to lash me 1,000 times, and if I don't die of the lashings, eventually he will give me the death penalty. So I know I am very close to my death, I am going to depart from this world. Imam smiled. Imam said, "Fikr nahi karo, jao, so jao, inshallah khair aur barakat rahega."
Subhanallah.
Don't worry, inshallah, everything will be okay. You will see nothing but khair. He was puzzled. The next morning, the man came from Mutawakkil and he summoned him. So, again, Yunus came to Imam before going to Mutawakkil. He said, "Listen, the man has come to take me. What shall I do? What am I supposed to do?" You said everything will be fine. Imam said, "You don't need to do anything. You, when you go to Mutawakkil, don't utter a single word. Let him speak." फिर इमाम ने ये कहा, सिवाय खैर और बरकत के तुमको कुछ नहीं नजर आएगा. You won't see anything except khair. And then he goes. After a while, after some time, he comes back and he's very happy. His face is glowing and there's radiance in his face. And he comes and he says, "Oh my master, when I went to Mutawakkil, as you had commanded, I did not say a single word. And Mutawakkil said to me that my two wives, they are fighting, they are quarreling, they are squabbling over this gem. Is it possible for you to split it into two? If you are able to do that, I will reward you handsomely and in abundance."
Subhanallah, Subhanallah. Muhammad wale bade Muhammad salawat. Subhanallah.
Imam asked him, he smiled, he said, "What did you say?" He said, "I asked him for respite." I said, "Give me more extension because this requires meticulous work."
Subhanallah.
and this is Imam Hadi alayhi salam. There's lots of incidents in Imam Hadi because this is one sifa, this is one characteristic that he was able to epitomize. Because he had the opportunity. He did not have to fight individuals wherein he had to first prove his imamat. It was established by his father Imam Jawad alayhi salam.
Subhanallah, Subhanallah.
दूसरी चीज जो हमको जाननी चाहिए वो है तालीमात. हर मासूमीन की कोई न कोई तालीम होती है, कोई नरेशन होता है, कोई ट्रेडिशन होती है. एक जो तालीम है हमारे इमाम हादी अलैहिस्सलाम की है वो है आखिरत से गफलत नहीं करना. Do not become heedless and oblivious and negligent of your hereafter. Because this is one tool that shaitan uses to gain authority over you. उन रास्तों में से जिससे शैतान हमारे ऊपर तसल्लुत और मुसल्लत हो जाता है, हमारे अंदर नुफूज करने लगता है और हमारे ऊपर हुकूमत करने लगता है, वो कैसे है? वो हमको आखिरत से गाफिल कर देता है, ये उसकी अहमियत को कम कर देता है. मुतवक्किल शराब खोर था. He was somebody who was always intoxicated, used to drink a lot. One night, in that state, while he was intoxicated, heavily intoxicated, and he was also involved in immoral actions, अपने कनीज़ों के साथ अय्याशी भी कर रहा था, उस हालत में उसने हुक्म किया कि इमाम हादी को बुलाया जाए. यानी फोर्स किया गया, कंपेल किया गया इमाम को, और इमाम इबादत में मसरूफ थे. तो इमाम को मजबूर करके जबरन इमाम को लाया गया कसर मुतवक्किल. तो मुतवक्किल ने जो सबसे पहला खबीसाना अमल, क्यों ना इंसान रोए, कैसे कैसे खबीस लोगों ने मनसब खिलाफत को लिया है तूले तारीख, और अभी भी आज भी they are reigning over you. सबसे दो मुकद्दस जो शहर हैं, जो गहवारा है नुज़ुल कुरान का, जहाँ 6 मासूमीन अलैहिस्सलाम मदफून हैं, जहाँ सारे अंबिया ने तवाफ किया, कौन हुकूमत कर रहा है? यही वहाबी खबीस लोग, आदम कुश लोग. खुदा उनको नीस्त नाबूद करे. क्यों ना हमारे 12वें इमाम खून के आंसू रोए. यमनियों के साथ जो किया जा रहा है रोजाना, innocent lives have been taken away because of these individuals, these so-called khulafas, barbaric individuals. Why shouldn't our imam cry tears of blood? You can sense it yourself. When you watch news yourself, you're moved so much, and then you think how imam would have been moved by this. कैसे खबीस लोग हैं. पहला खबीसाना अमल इसने किया कि इमाम को शराब दी कि आप इसको तमायुल फरमाइए. इमाम ने कहा कि मेरी जिल्द, मेरा खून और मेरे बदन का इससे कोई ताल्लुक नहीं है. फिर दूसरा उसने क्या कहा तो फिर मेरे लिए आप शेर पढ़िए, अशआर पढ़िए. ये भी सोचिए, हुज्जत खुदा, somebody who is an authority of God, who has been sent for our guidance, people are using him as a source of amusement. तफरीक का जरिया बना दिया था इमाम को. मेरे लिए अशआर पढ़ी. मगर इमाम का क्या काम है? इमाम का काम होता है हिदायत करना. कोई भी जैसी भी मौक़ियत हो, जैसी भी सर्कमस्टेंस हो, जैसी भी सिचुएशन. इमाम ने 2 बैत शेर पढ़े. कहा नादाहुम सारिखुम मिन बअद दफनहिम ऐनल उसाबिरु वत्तीजान वलहुलल. कि तुम्हारे दफन करने के बाद मुनादी निदा करेगा कि ये तख्त और ताज और जेवर कहाँ गए वो चेहरे जो मस्तियां करते थे, जो शोर मचाते थे और जो शराब पीते थे. 2 बैत शेर. Where are those individuals that used to rejoice themselves, that used to party hard, and where are their jewelries, where are their thrones? and where are their empire.
Subhanallah.
उसी जश्न को अज़ा में तब्दील कर दिया और फिर इमाम उठते, फिर किसी की जुर्रत नहीं हुई दूसरा सवाल और दूसरी दरखास्त करते थे, मुतवक्किल ने फिर जुर्रत नहीं की, खुद भी रोने लगा। आखिरत से गाफिल ना हो। हमारी बर्बादी का सबसे बड़ा राज यही है। मैं सच पूछिए, मैं पूछना चाहूंगा कि हम अपने बच्चों को आखिरत की तालीमात कितनी देते हैं? खुद आखिरत से अपनी गाफिल हैं, कहाँ बच्चों को तालीमात देंगे हम आखिरत की? मैं खुद जब ये चीज करता हूँ, खुद अपनी जात की मलामत और मजम्मत करता हूँ कि जिक्र तो कर रहा हूँ मगर मैं खुद भी गाफिल हूँ इस हवाले से। मगर जब मासूमीन का जिक्र है तो उनकी तालीमात का जिक्र करना, मैं बेअमल हूँ इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि सुनने वाला भी बेअमल होगा। आखिरत से गफलत नहीं करें। There are more than 1200 verses of the Quran pertaining to hereafter. That's 1/5 of the Quran. So ideally we should be spending 1/5 of our time in 24 hours worrying about our akhirah. But I don't think we even spend, that would probably amount to 5 hours in a day. I don't think we spend 5 hours in our entire life thinking about akhirah. It's a sad reality. You see, whenever Masumin al-Islam, they had the opportunity, they would mention about the teachings of death and the hereafter. Imam Qadim al-Islam, when he would be in the cemetery or the graveyard, he would take the opportunity. When somebody is being buried, he would come and he would say, Ayyuhan nas, look, this is the entrance to the next world and this is the exit from this world. So do not become negligent or oblivious to this reality that one day you will pass away.
Subhanallah.
Observe piety and live your life as per how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded. Why is there so much emphasis on reflection, tafakkur, tadabbur, ta'akkul, on contemplation, on pondering, on thinking, on deliberating? What is the best form of reflection? Somebody asked our sixth Imam, Imam Sadiq al-Islam. He said that reflect on the ruins of the world, the ancient homes of the bygones and their buildings, and ask yourself this question: where are the emperors, where are the kings, where are their castles, where are the builders who built them? And the answer that you will receive is that they have all perished and so will you.
Subhanallah.
So take the means of recourse right now before you live to regret afterwards. Because there is a day of accountability hovering over our head. Allah is watching everything. You will be held accountable for every single minuscule of good that you have done. You will be rewarded adequately, and you will be also held accountable for every single minuscule grain of bad deed that you have done. This is amongst the ta'alimat of Ma'asum al-Islam. Imam Ali al-Islam says, إِنَّ اللَّيْلَ وَالنَّهَارِ يَعْمَلَانِ فِيكَ فَلْيَعْمَلْ فِيهِمَا. That the days and night, they are shortening your life. So utilize, maximize them as well. Don't allow day and night to make use of you while you're not making use of them.
Subhanallah.
They're making use of you. I mean, I remember 7-8 years ago, prior to when I went to Qom, my mother had this tendency, she would always collect this Argos catalog, oddly enough. And those Argos catalog is something that I bought, and she accumulates all of these things, all these catalogs for some reason. When I came back and I saw them, and I saw it was dated back to 2010, I thought 8 years of my life has transpired just like that, at a blink of an eye. And what have I achieved in that 8 years? Where do I stand? It makes you think. Time elapses very quickly, my brothers and sisters. Do not become negligent of this reality. This is the ta'limat, this is the ta'aleem, this is the education, this is the teaching of our 10th Imam. And all our other Imams. Do not become negligent of this reality. Amongst another ta'aleem of our Imam, because I don't know how much time I have, I don't want to go over time. What time is Salat over here?
So 8:22, so you can go another 5 minutes.
Okay, I'll go for another 10 minutes. I'll just mention this as my last point. That Imam says, there are two afflictions which are greater than all. لا مصيبة كاستحانتك بالضم ورضاك بالحالة التي أنت عليها. There are two afflictions, there are two adversaries, there are two catastrophes which are greater than all. Now if I was to pose that question to you, what do you think is the greatest tragedy? What is the likely answer I'm going to receive? Probably something very materialistic, something confined to this world. Losing a child, for example. But our sixth Imam also lost a child, Ismail. And Imam, because he was critically ill, and Imam was extremely distressed. He would just go in and out, he would try everything, he would look for all forms of treatment and remedies. People became more worried about our Imam Sadiq, that if something was to happen to his son, what would become of the Imam? And incidentally, as fate had it, the son died. And the people came for condolences for our sixth Imam. And more so, they were curious to see how he was reacting, how he was faring. And they saw that Imam is peacefully sitting on a chair. Some thought actually he's in a state of shock. So they came and they asked him and they said, how are you doing? He seemed to be coping well. And Imam says, إِنَّ أَهْلَ الْبَيْتِ إِنَّمَا نَجْزِعُ قَبْلَ الْمُصِيبَةِ فَإِذَا وَقَعَ أَمْرُ اللَّهِ فَرَضِينَا بِقَضَائِهِ وَسَلَّمْنَا لِأَمْرِهِ. That we, the Ahl al-Bayt, we try our foremost, we do everything to tackle any adversaries that comes upon us. However, when that fate and destiny takes its course, we become satisfied and we oblige to what fate had granted us.
Subhanallah.
Meaning that we fight back through patience, we observe patience. So this tradition of the Imam, that there are two musibah, there are two tragedies which are greater than them, it's not just to do with the passing away of a child. The first thing that Imam says, كَإِسْتِهَانَتِكَ بِالضَّمِّ. It is to consider your sins to be minor and insignificant. Considering your sins is one of the greatest adversaries and afflictions that you can be stricken with. Why? Because it also gives you the audacity to commit the greater crime. You start off by smaller crimes, you become habitual. For example, smoking. It is habitual. You start off so you think it's insignificant, it doesn't harm you, and then you become a chain smoker, and then it's very difficult to get rid of. Or you become an alcoholic. More importantly, it is when you sin, it becomes a stumbling block to your spiritual growth. Islam is a religion that does not tolerate stagnation indefinitely. Islam wants you to grow, constantly progress. There should be advancement in your life. Because we have been created for what? For gaining perfection, for kamal. And that too in the spiritual realm, not in the materialistic. The materialistic element is all just a means to achieve that. So considering your sins to be minor hinders that progression. The Prophet once was going through the desert and he asked the people to accumulate sticks. And they were like, in this heat, in a desert, where are we going to find the sticks from? But he said, he insisted. Every one of them managed to get 1 or 2 sticks. And then the Prophet said, put them all together, accumulate them and gather them together. And it turned out to be a big pile. And then the Prophet said, this is like minor sins. You don't see it. In a desert, you think it doesn't exist. But when you toil, you've managed to gather a pile. And it's a major sin then. And that is what hinders your progression. That is the first thing. And lastly, since the time is coming, and the second thing, it is to be content with the state that you're in. Now you might think that alludes to humility and humbleness. Isn't that a good thing? तवाज़ु तो तवाज़ु और इंकिसारी की तरफ दलालत करता है कि इंसान राज़ी हो अपने एतबार से नहीं, माली एतबार से, इक़्तिसादी एतबार से राज़ी होना सही है मगर इबादी एतबार से नहीं. Not in the domain of spirituality. For example, your prayers. Do not be content if you are praying 5 times a day. Oh, I'm doing everything as I've been told. What about the quality of your prayers? What about the level of pretension? Has that decreased or not? What about the level of sincerity? Has that increased or not?
Subhanallah.
Are you still praying salat in the same manner till the day once you started, when you became baligh? Finishing it off in 5 minutes, not knowing what you are reciting? Then you haven't really progressed. This is how shaitan, he sees, first he tries to strike by saying don't pray, but if you are going to be, no, I'm going to pray, he will make you content with that. So the second musibah, we take all these lightly, but Imam says the great musibah is this, to be content. In fact, to be content with yourself is a sign of intellectual weakness. reproaching and rebuking and reprimanding yourself is a sign of somebody who is going to progress.
Subhanallah. Subhanallah.
As the brother suggested, only 5 minutes remaining, so I'll just make a prayer. بحق فاطمة زهرة وأبيها وبعلها وبنيها والسر المستودع فيها. يا الله 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 يا الله. खुदाया हमारे 10वें इमाम इस पाक हस्ती का वास्ता हमारे गुनाहों को माफ़ फरमा। खुदाया हमारे वालिदैन को जिनके वालिदैन हयात हैं उनके साए बरकरार रख, जिनके वालिदैन गुजर गए हैं बहरहाल उनको मग़फ़ूर फरमा, क्योंकि उन्हीं की तवस्सुस से आज हमारे क़ल्ब में मासूमीन की मोहब्बत है। बहुत बड़ी नेमत है ये। खुदाया हमारी आइंदा की नस्ल को उनके दिलों में अहले बैत की हुब और मोहब्बत को बरकरार फरमा। खुदाया अहवाले मुस्लिमीन जो लोग भी मसाकीन हैं, फ़ुक़रा हैं, ग़ुरबा हैं इस दुनिया में, हमको तौफ़ीक़ अता फरमा कि हम उनकी मदद कर सकें। अहवाले मुस्लिमीन को बेहतर फरमा। खुदाया आले सऊद और दीगर दुश्मनान अहले बैत को नीस्त व नाबूद फरमा। हम तेरी आखिरी हुज्जत के मुंतज़िर हैं, जब ज़बूर फरमा और हमको उनके आवान और अंसार में शुमार फरमा।